In the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina, a group of local doctors and nurses traveled to the Gulf Coast to help give people affected by the storm the medical care they needed. News Channel 8's Mark McPherson and I got the opportunity to follow them down there and share their unforgettable stories. As we reach the 5-year anniversary of the storm, Mark takes a look back in this week's In Perspective.
Out of the house and into the roof, desperately waving to get the attention of Army.
It was a storm that destroyed a city and changed our nation forever.
It's hard to believe that it's been 5 years.
In the wake of the devastation, a group of local nurses, doctors, and veterinarians headed into the aftermath to see if they could help.
I volunteered, and I was fortunate enough to be picked because there are a lot of people who volunteered.
2 of us were able to follow them there to share their stories.
It was really an eye-opening experience. Just so much devastation, just so much heartache.
What we all saw was a life-changing event, something we'll never forget.
How you doing? Good, good.
Luann Kratz's first few days in Louisiana were a little overwhelming.
It's getting a little tough, yeah. It's getting a little tough. The people just kept coming, like in any emergency department. They just keep coming, and you're not really sure where you're going to put them and who's going to take care of them.
But things got a little easier, and Luann quickly settled into what nurses do best, helping people and listening.
They really needed to be able to tell their story, what had happened to them. So a lot of listening, a lot of reassuring, just letting them tell their tale.
And with people who had lost literally everything, some of those stories weren't easy to hear.
I remember the gentleman who came to me, and we were giving out immunizations, trying to keep everybody healthy by preventing with immunizations, and saying to me, elderly gentleman, this isn't the way that I had planned to end my life. Those are the ones that stick with you.
We are outside of the Cajun Dome.
Mike Thompson and I headed down there not sure of what to expect, but knowing how important it would be to bring their stories back.
You know, we cover lots of stories that affect people's lives and so forth, but this affected, you know, a nation.
That effect was clear when we pulled into downtown New Orleans. It was a month after the hurricane, and they had just started letting people back in.
I think our trip to New Orleans really struck me the most. It just seemed like eerie, because it almost had appeared that a bomb had gone off. There was cars flipped over in the streets, broken windows, and you just had this sense of like, I can't believe people were here, living here just a month ago.
And in fleeing that city underwater, thousands of people headed to places like Baton Rouge and Lafayette with nothing but the clothes on their backs. Everything else, their homes, cars, money, clothes, everything gone.
One of the stories that really struck me while we were down there was this old guy was in a shelter.
Then there's people like Lee Bertrand, who you just can't help but be drawn to. Day after day, Lee stands by the door waiting for someone to come pick him up. But each day passes, and Lee is left waiting.
It just breaks your heart. I just wonder if his ride is ever going to come.
His future, like so many others, is uncertain.
It was just stories like that. He really just wanted to get back to his home. Eventually he did get picked up by someone and taken back home, I understand.
Stories like that were repeated hundreds of times with virtually everyone we met. But what we also noticed in every case was the unbreakable spirit that each carried with them.
They weren't, oh, woe is me, look at the bad lot in life that I've been given. It was how they were overcoming this event that happened in their life and how resilient they were.
They really wanted to move past this and recover as quickly as possible. Now that the immediate aftermath had passed, they were, you know, focusing on getting their lives back to normal.
It was a history-making event that forever changed our country and the people who saw it firsthand.
It's something that I'll remember for the rest of my life.
I really consider that I'm the fortunate one who got to experience that, who got to participate. Yeah, I'm the lucky one.
For In Perspective, I'm Mark McPherson, News Channel 8.
It is really hard to believe it's been 5 years already. Now, if you would like to see the complete stories that we aired back in 2005, we did post them on our website. Just go to WKBT.com and click on the In Perspective tab. We've also posted some pictures from that trip.